¿Qué pasa, familia de Dinero? I'm your host, Hachi, back in the cut, and we about to turn the degrees up. Let's get cooking. With another week of economic data that's about to release, we have the election. We have a lot of things that are about to release. And so if you're already subscribed, tapped in, make sure to hit that like button and a huge round of applause to you. Yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that being said, if you're a new watcher, my daughter has something to say to you.
Thank you for watching and subscribe our video and like.
All right, and join the Discord in order to know my enter and exits of a stock in order to make some money. I mean, it's a very volatile week and a lot of people can't wait for it to be over. Some people have been waiting for this week, since the beginning of the year. So with that being said, we're going to go over some data points that are going to be coming out this week. We have manufacturing and shipments and orders coming out at 10 o'clock, I believe, Eastern Standard Time. We have multivariate core trend inflation coming in at 2, I believe. Trade balances on Tuesday, ISM non-manufacturing on, again, Tuesday. Global supply chain pressure index coming out Wednesday. And happening on Tuesday is actually going to be the presidential election. So we'll see how that affects. I have a article that talks about what might be affecting the stocks on that day. Thursday, which is a big day for everybody. Initial claims. We have productivity and cost, wholesale trade, and also weekly economic index. So pretty big day for when it comes down to the initial data that's coming out for the month of November. Michigan and consumer survey preliminary, and then New York Fed staff nowcast. So it's a big week. It's a big week. But when it comes down to earnings, we have a lot of companies that are putting out quite a bit of earnings. That's kind of notable. But some of the big ones that I'm looking forward to is Palantir's coming out on Monday after close. So it's that one's I'll give you guys my thoughts here at the end. We have a bit of other companies that are coming out, but again, that Palantir is the top one for me. We have some. We have some ones that are important, like Cummins is pretty important for me, but for the grand majority of people, they're like, okay, it's not that big of a day for stocks. But we also have Microchip, which is interesting. Now Wednesday is the big day. Tuesday again is, I believe, election. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure November 5th is election. We also have Wednesday, Celsius. That's a big one that honestly I would love to have. I got to sign up and everything, but that is a big one for me. I don't own Celsius, but it has been down from its highs. So that's something to keep on your radar. We also have CVS. That's a big one. So really Wednesday is your big day when it comes down to earnings and some of the big companies. You have Duolingo. Lyft is another big one. IonQ is another one for me. IonQ after close, that we've been talking about. It's a blue chip stock. So is it a buy moment or a sell moment? This is a big one. Wednesday. AMC is another big one that I've been looking forward to. But obviously theaters have not been what it should have been. It's a big day for a lot of companies, but those are my key ones that when I look on here that I'm like, man, I can't wait. We have FFIE. If you guys are on my penny stock channel, which is the main one, FFIE is probably going to go even further down and required to do another reverse split. They're not doing good. I'm glad I sold that company off of my portfolio. Thursday, entertainment. So you have Yeti, Warner Bros, Papa John's. Let's see. You also have Airbnb. You have Lucid. So these are some of these companies that you might want to be looking out for. And of course, you guys can check this out. Maybe it's an investment opportunity. On Friday, not as much. We don't have any after close. I don't think they do after close on Friday. I might be wrong. We have Sony and Paramount. Those are the big two to watch out for. But Wednesday is my big day. You have Celsius, CVS, Honda, Toyota, but more so CVS and Celsius. And then after hours, IonQ is one. AMC is one that I'll be looking out for. And Qualcomm, ARM. So check these guys out. These are very big. It's a very big day to kind of like look at these ones. But Qualcomm and IonQ, those are the two, and AMC, excuse me, three that are really big. It's just overall a big day. But fear and greed index is not looking so good, to be honest. It's not looking good at all. It's sitting at neutral. A previous close, it was at 43 in the fear. So greed just a week ago when we covered it, it was a week ago that people were in the greed. Now it's neutral. Some contributing factors, of course, is going to be the election, a lot of data that we just said that was going to happen throughout this week. So it might change people into more fear or extreme fear, where a year ago was 32. So concurrently is 49. We're still on the up and up. We have the Dow Jones news. So we have NVIDIA to join the Dow. So if you did not buy NVIDIA, which they're on November 20th, I believe is their earnings, it might be another buy opportunity when earnings come through, due to the fact that last earnings sent the stock all the way down. But we have VST, the S&P 500's top performer of 2024, reports this coming week. So do the Vista's rival Constellation Energy, as well as our Archsta Network, Palantir Technologies, and HomeMed Aerospace. So these have been the top 20 stocks, and then we have NVIDIA that is joining the Dow. Like I said, NVIDIA's earnings are going to be coming on the 20th, which last time they beat all the expectations, EPS at the 5%, revenue at the 4%, but the stock did go down. It has definitely recuperated. It's just kind of normal. They pretty much, you'll see a huge tick upwards, maybe even hitting the 150, the 160 area, then coming down to 130, 120, then coming back up within that. So that's a put option for some people out there, but that's something to kind of consider. We also have Palantir news. Veteran trader makes surprising call between Palantir and NVIDIA stock. So, and it came past that Odysseus was forced to make a choice. The famed Greek hero of the epic poem, The Odyssey, encountered all manners of perils in his 20 years of struggle to get back home. In one particular hazardous situation, I don't know why the heck they did that. It was time for the Odysseus to make a decision. So pretty much that was stupid. Just get to the point. Fortunately, today's investors don't have to face mythological creatures when they decide what stock to buy. And on one hand, NVIDIA, the reigning AI chip maker, they talk about all this stuff. Pretty much they're saying that, I don't know why they said which to choose, when really you could just choose both. One, they work hand in hand. They go over all this stuff, but I'll give you guys my thing about Palantir and what might happen with their earnings that are coming. What was it? Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow after close. So I'll give you guys my idea where we might go. Is it a blue chip? I'll tell you all about that here in just one moment. Lastly, we have what happens if Trump wins and what happens when Kamala Harris wins. If Trump wins, again, I'm not in the political space. If Trump wins, you can see a lot of You can see a lot of cryptocurrency going up. So if you're in the crypto, this might be a buy moment. A lot of people are actually seeing Harris on the move up. So you can see that concurrently as of right now 11/3 of 2024 at 12:49, crypto is going down because Harris is looking to be in the leading role. But if you are if Harris gets elected, you could look at healthcare going up. Is a big movement up there. So do your research, everything like that. Let's go over to my thoughts about the week. We have one of the most interesting, stressful weeks when it comes down to the stock market. Weeks before, we had a lot of greed. As we went over last week when I started covering everything, a lot of greed, a lot of people willing to take risks. Now we see everybody being in a neutral ground due to the fact that we have a lot of economic data that's coming out. We have the elections that's going to go on. We have possible recession, depression kind of like news going out there every single dang on a day. Oh, it's over. Let's just say this pure, blank and simple. We are in an economic hard time right now. There's no questioning of it. We have the Federal Reserve kind of like posing it off like, oh, we're in the best time to be alive, which is not true. I've lived on this earth for some time, and I have not seen prices be this ridiculous. So, you roll with the punches. Now, when it comes down to Palantir, my thoughts are this. I think that we'll see a initial dip when we get the earnings results, even if they're good or bad. This might be a buy the dip moment. I'll make a blue chip stock video on this because I do see Palantir being a significant powerhouse player. Wall Street does not like Palantir because of the way that the CEO talks, which I love. I love the way that he believes in putting the power of investors in the people, not Wall Street. And you go against Wall Street, pretty much they'll find any opportunity to sink you. And we got to the highs of 45 this past week. With the economic data, it knocked it down to $41. Again, I'll create a video on that. NVIDIA, again, earnings have to be near perfect in order for it to go up significantly, but it could be that this time they flip the script and it goes even higher. I think that NVIDIA, regardless of where it goes, it does not matter if you get in this year at some point. Obviously, if you got in at when it dropped to $98, I think a month or two ago, you would have been sitting fantastic, especially if you have a long call come January, like 15th or something like that. If you have a long call, you're in the money, you're fine. If you're somebody that has, are I guess wanting to know which one to buy, I think that both work hand in hand. Palantir does things that it does different, and NVIDIA does something that it does different. I think that Palantir, you'll probably make more money overall in the long term, or within the three-year time frame. NVIDIA overall, it has its ceiling. And as it's Blackwell chips, I think next year we'll see pretty much success in buying the stock. Overall, there shouldn't be a versus. You can buy both. I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I a crystal ball, but I think that these two companies have definitely shown that there is a significant boom that is possible within the next coming years. Now, when it comes down to election, getting into the cryptocurrency right now, it's at a discount. Again, a lot of things are going on a discount because of fear. And as we've seen that people are neutral, really neutral just means you're in fear. So take that for what it is. I think that honestly, if you have a conviction, a lot of betting is going on within these brokerage apps. If you have a side that you prefer on, hedge your portfolio to be a winning portfolio. A lot of individuals are talking about tech, but they're not talking about real estate. They're not talking about the future. They're worried about now. That's why I bring, of course, blue chip stocks that I'm going to be talking about here, that it has a potential of an exponential boom. Sometimes you need to hedge your portfolio with food, water, drinks, all these different kind of things in order to stand the test of time. And with the election coming on, we're going to see, if you're an individual, half of your portfolio is Trump kind of pushed, and if the other half is Kamala pushed, you're going to see a teeter-totter. And if you have one side and it goes all the way up, fine. But it's too risky to have a portfolio that is all aimed for the benefit of one person to be in the office come next year. Obviously, election happens, but next year is going to be your significant result. So with that being said, look out for a lot of things. As I mentioned, a few companies within the earnings, if it goes up, it goes up. A lot of times right now, due to the fact that fear and greed index is at neutral, like I said, might as well be in fear. It's building its way back up to green. But if it's in fear, you're going to see a lot of your small cap stocks that are not penny stocks but small cap. So come like Palantir is like it's a hate for Wall Street, so you're not going to see big money going there, but you might see Portillo's, I don't know, you might see some of these small cap stocks that go off. Lyft might go up. Look at Uber. I remember that their earnings, I think, was last week. So look at what Uber did. If it went up, more than likely, I don't think Uber went up. I think it went down. But anyway, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you in the familia. Make sure to subscribe, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Adios.